somebody who has tried them. We're talking about synthetic drugs.
You might not know how big of an issue drugs like K2 and bath salts have become in our community. We found shiny little packets like these littering the streets of Abilene. Police say it's become an epidemic. We wanted to find out more for you. KTXS reporter Jenna Rogers spent the last month covering every angle of this story.
17-year-old Jacob Dosser is a normal kid from Merkel. He plays sports, likes video games, and rides horses. He didn't seem like a kid who would start experimenting with synthetic marijuana.
It made my breathing really hard when I first tried it, and it felt like my chest was going to cave in.
But that didn't stop him right away.
He didn't care about anything else except that. I couldn't get him away from it, and I tried.
Now he wants other kids to think before trying the products.
Sometimes I'll be seeing stuff that I don't know if it's real or not. All it does is just mess with your head and your body, and you can't really control anything you do, pretty much. And the things you think about, like, you don't know where you're at sometimes and what you're doing.
Anybody can get their hands on it.
Synthetic drugs. They're inexpensive, easy to get a hold of, and they're running rampant in Abilene and around the big country. Abilene Police Chief Stan Standridge says there were 47 incidents of people being hospitalized in Abilene after abusing the products just in April.
The reality is the persons who are abusing these products have no idea what they are ingesting. They're incredibly dangerous.
So how are these dangerous products being sold in stores?
It says on most of these packages, not for human consumption. And so it's marketed as a herbal potpourri. But let me ask this question. Who would go in and pay $60 for a herbal potpourri? Nobody.
And it's nearly impossible to ban them outright. The state of Texas has banned 166 different chemicals that could be found in the products. As soon as they do, chemists change the structure so they no longer test positive for the illegal chemicals. Now, APD is cracking down. Last week, they issued a search warrant for one Abilene smoke shop after gathering enough evidence to suggest they'd been carrying products containing illegal chemicals. But the fight isn't over, and Standridge says there's concrete evidence that the products are in our high schools and presumably our middle schools. One APD officer says users can be easy to spot.
They're walking around like zombies, totally out of it. Sometimes they're agitated and very aggressive. They can be a threat to me or my staff.
One local emergency physician says the number of cases of people landing in the ER after using the products has skyrocketed.
Everyone thinks these are things that you can buy at local stores, so it's good for you, and it's really not. These things are synthetic and they're chemicals, and so they're just as bad for you as any other drug you could get on the street.
Here are some of the short-term effects: insomnia, hallucinations, paranoia.
Youth prevention specialist Christy Lee says it's even easier to get these drugs.
When I went to for work, they didn't even card me. I walked in, I was 8 months pregnant, and they sold it to me, no problem.
And though they're sold as products not meant for consumption, we caught up with one shop who readily admitted to selling them as drugs.
Hi there, this is Jenna Rogers calling from KTXS News, and we've been told that you all sell K2 or synthetic marijuana. Is that true? You do sell it?
Kids aren't the only ones falling prey to the drugs. Adults who have struggled with their side effects want teens to listen up. Angela Platt ended up at Acadia after using synthetic marijuana for 2 years.
It caused me to have rages, go into a deep depression. I would pull my hair out. I would cut on myself, and I really felt like it was making me, I thought I was losing my mind.
Kent Prather injected bath salts. By the end of the day, he was paralyzed from the neck down. It took rehab and a lot of work to get him moving again.
Would rather just take a revolver and put a bullet in it and play Russian roulette. It would be safer than using these drugs.
Everyone seems to agree. Synthetic drugs are causing problems, and they don't belong here.
It's in our schools. It's everywhere, and it really breaks my heart.
It's an issue here in Abilene that we need to face as a community.
As a community, we've got to say no. no.
Jacob Dosser hopes the community does say no.
I want to grow up and have kids where the drugs are off the scene.
Jenna Rogers, KTXS News.
Now, if you think you know someone who may be struggling with this addiction, we found more than a dozen substance abuse counselors here in Abilene, and many of them even take insurance. And you can go to our website, ktxs.com, for more information.